So this is going to be a quick tutorial on how I cut Daryl's hair. It's a very basic cut that I've been doing for the last 3 years. This is a diagram of how I use the clippers on his hair with a level 2-3 guard on top and then a 0 to 1 guard on the bottom. The first thing I do is I divide Daryl's hair into top and side. For him, it's easy because his widow's peak kind of creates this little V, and I draw a line from there to the back of his head. Using a number 2 or 3 guard, I just go ahead and I clipper most of the bulk off starting from the top, using my non-dominant hand to kind of hold his top hair away in order so that it doesn't get raised. Daryl in particular kind of likes the detached look, so I don't mind going with number 2 all the way up to the top. However, if you wanted more of a fade, you could use a number 3 and kind of gently lift off as you got towards the top. The key here is to get an even raise, so don't be afraid to put pressure and to keep going over spots until you don't hear the clippers making that clipping sound anymore. The back of Daryl's hair can be a bit of a challenge for me because his hair doesn't grow down, it grows out. So what I do is I push his hair over like he likes to gel it, and then from there I can see what parts can be raised with the number 3 guard. But this works in particular for Daryl because of his hair type and head shape. If your guy's hair is a little bit softer, I would recommend using a longer guard 5-6 and then maybe blending towards that swirl in the middle. And then once I'm done the back, I continue around the head with the number 2 guard, again just getting rid of all the bulk. Once I'm done with the number 2, I switch to a number 1 guard. If you want to use a 0, you can. And from here I go from the base of the hairline up to the middle. I kind of stop where that midpoint is, and I lift away as I get towards that point. I also have a lever on my clipper that allows me to kind of add 0.5 length, and that helps again with the blending. The idea is that you're trying to get to a point where you don't see the line between your 2 guards, so in my case between the 2 and the number 1. Once you're happy with that blend, you can continue going around the head with the same level. And once you're happy with that, we're on to the last step, which is to take all guards off, so using a level 0 and cleaning up the nape of the neck and the edges. Cutting the hair with scissors was the hardest part for me to learn, so I devised a 3-step system, which includes cutting the middle a set amount and then matching it on the edges. Here I am matching it on the left side. And once I'm done that, to go from the back to the front to make sure that I've matched all the lengths. So this is my best approximation of the technique for cutting hair, which is to take a wet comb and comb down the hair that you want to cut. Section it with your middle and index finger in a clip, and then transfer the comb to your left hand and then cut a set amount using your right hand or dominant hand. In my case, I'm cutting about 1 inch. Then I can use the comb to push down the section that I just cut and to comb up a new section, which I clip again with the middle and index finger, and then continue to cut the same amount, going all the way from the front to the back. Once I'm done going from the front to back, I work on the right side of Daryl's hair, well, right side when I'm facing it. In order to do that, I do the same technique where I'm clipping the hair, but this time I'm trying to make the levels meet so I can find where that first level was where I cut in the middle. Daryl styles his hair so that it goes from the right to the left when he gels it, and so I actually add about 0.5 inches in length at the very edge to make sure that it's long enough to push over. As you can imagine, I do about the same concept on the left side where I'm clipping the hair with my fingers and I'm cutting it so that it meets the level of the middle. Except because this is the shorter side, I gradually add about 0.5 in how much I cut as I go to the edge. I normally miss the hair that's on the very edge of the left side, so I make sure to go back and cut that hair. And this last step is most important because I'm not very exact, and what I do is I go back over Daryl's hair for a second time from the back to the front by kind of clipping his hair into like little mini mohawks, and any hair that I might have missed is going to stand up taller than the rest, and so it's easy for me to see what needs to be cut in order to make sure that the haircut is even on top. My last step is to comb over Daryl's hair the way he likes to gel it, and to cut any hairs that might be hanging over the edge or might be sticking out kind of weird, and generally just cleaning it up. That's about it. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and good luck with all of your haircuts. Bye everyone!